Yeah.
And she did. And she's telling me, well, I think we can do this. And I want you to tell me what you see and what you understand, what you hear, what you feel. Just go with your first thought. And I'm like, oh, come on. I mean, honestly, and all this stuff I've been doing, and I'm like, yeah, it's like making it up in my head. I can't make it happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I
Like
do.
when the stuff
Exactly.
is when the stuff is in your face and you're hearing it on a spirit box or you're seeing it or whatever it is, well, then it's real.
Yes.
But this guy's gonna walk across the floor, climb a flight of stairs, and go to the light, and I'm supposed to tell you, like I don't know, how's that gonna happen? So I mean, I tell people, like, I was the big skeptic, not a cynic at all. I believed in this stuff, but
Yes.
uh, I was definitely skeptical. I'm still skeptical about people when they tell me they're psychic or a medium, like they have to prove it to me, and I
Yes.
had to prove it to myself. So anyway, this guy walks across the floor, goes up the stairs. There's the light. Now I'll tell you something. This is when I started to maybe believe her a little bit, just a little bit. As he crossed into the light, it was so detailed in my quote unquote imagination.
Yes.
But what was really interesting is that I could feel coming from the light the most profound sense of love that I have ever felt in my life. Now, I can't tell. I mean, unless you've experienced it, people talk about near death experiences. Oh, you're just surrounded by love. I don't know if that's what this feels like, but I had no reason to love this guy. I just wanted him gone, right? There was no love like that. It was just this feeling like, oh my
No.
God. Like I just want to sink into it. That's
Yeah.
what it felt like. Like I just
Yes.
want to sink into it. I'm getting the goosebumps as we speak. He crossed into the light. I could see his loved ones, but I couldn't make them out because the light was so bright. All I could see was this. It looked like just a shadow, like black outline. You know what I mean? Just because
Yes.
you could not see. He went in, he turned, he waved, he went into the light, and the light closed. I mean, it just went whoop, just like that. And then the second craziest thing that ever happened to me happened. The first was the love. The second was a profound sense of loss.
Oh.
And that was as surprising as the other emotion. And I sat there and felt as if I had lost my best friend that had scared the crap out of me for years. But that's what it felt like. Like, oh my
Yes.
God, my friend is gone. And not that he was my friend. I wasn't right. I wasn't referring to him that way, but that's what it felt like. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I just experienced a loss. How is this happening? And I'm like tearing up. And she's like, it's okay. So she says, is anybody else there? And I looked around and there's this old lady and this young woman. And the old lady grabbed the young woman by the hand. They ran up the stairs. The light opened up again. They went through the light. They were gone. And then that was it. I didn't feel it the second time. I didn't feel the same emotion.
Okay.
But I remember Janelle, the medium, said, okay, everybody else that's here, we're not doing this all night long. It's not your night. We've crossed over 3 people. That's all we're doing.
Wow.
And all I can tell you, it's as real as I'm sitting here having this conversation with you. And but it's like if you've ever been 21 at a nightclub when it closes at 2 a.m. and realize you're going home alone after the lights go off. That's what it felt like. It's like the lights went on and I could see them. There were hundreds of them of all shapes, sizes, genders, ethnicities. Some were normal, some were not normal. When I say not normal, I mean like disfigured. Some I didn't matter. It was like the light went on and it was an auditorium, an arena
Wow.
of people just staring. And they just stepped back into the darkness and then everything went away. And I just was what the heck was that? Now, did I imagine that? You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. Did I imagine from doing it? But it's so detailed, so incredibly detailed. So we talked a little more. You need to learn boundaries. You need to learn how to keep them away. You need to set up office hours. I'm like, the office hours, my butt. What are you talking about? I'm not. There are no office hours. The office is closed. What better with the office is closed. So she says, no, no, no. You need to make sure that they're not going to bother you. You don't want that all the time, over and over and over again. So we did some boundary stuff and, pushed, how to set intentions and that kind of, and I just thought I'm still saying to myself, what a bunch of baloney. I don't know what just happened to me, but this is weird. Hopefully they're just gone and that's it. She says, I want to introduce you to a woman that has helped me an awful lot because Janelle, when she opened up, she was one of those that get carted off to a psychiatric hospital.
Oh.
Her parents took her away and thought she was hearing, you're hearing voices. We need to go take you somewhere, which is why I didn't tell anybody. And she's like, you don't have to tell anybody. Keep it within your circle.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
I said, I don't have a circle. I mean, I have, my friend Julie and you. That's it, kind of. Other people know about David, but I don't want to go. I'm not telling them this story because this is too weird. So she introduced me to this woman named Joy, who's a shaman.
Oh.
And Joy said, I will help you. She says, this is what I do. I help people who are mediums to control it, to set guidelines, to shut it down, to turn it on so that you don't have to be bothered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yes.
And I will tell you this, from that moment on, I never got another voice or anything through something I wasn't. I mean, that's not entirely true. They don't come through my car anymore. They don't come through the speaker at the grocery store, when you're walking around. But I've recorded episodes of my own podcast and had them come through. I'm listening back as I'm editing and you can hear them. Hi, Scott.
Wow.
Yeah. And so stuff like that will happen to me. I get a lot of stuff on recordings, but it's not anything scary. I don't know why. Maybe because I understand what it is now.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, when I ask for it, it was right there. So she helped me with this stuff that I thought was a bunch of malarkey. And then she started telling me, just trust me. I want you to sit down with people that might be friends of friends. People you don't know, but there's a safe content in between, right? You're not going out and soliciting people to read for them. So I said, all right. And so I would start the conversation out by, listen, can you have your friend? I just want to try something. It's that kind of thing. I just want to see.
Yeah.
And then I started to realize that they understood what I was telling them. Like this stuff that I think I'm making up, I'm not making up. They're getting it. Well, how did I know your grandmother's name? How did I know that, how do I know you're having dental work next week? How do, whatever it is that's coming through, like, where's this stuff coming from? So I started to trust it. And then what happened was after I learned to control it, it was quiet. Like it's not all over the place. So then you think, oh, maybe it's gone. But it's not, and then you go through imposter syndrome. So when somebody says to me, what made you want to be a medium? Nothing.
I just want to be.
Nothing.
Well, it's funny because I hear your story, and when I told you off air, everybody that's listening, people who are listening know my story. And the first time I took a course, the only reason I agreed to take this course was I wanted to shut it down. I didn't want to see things. I want to hear things. I didn't want to experience this anymore. I'll never forget it. It was level 1 with Ken Lewicki. And 10 minutes into that first course, a light bulb went off in my head and I went, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And it just went from there. So I get it. It was one of those, I wanted to shut it down as well, but here we are. Folks, we are speaking with Scott Ellen, the Boston medium. If you guys have questions, I know there's a few people wanting